What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a welded 3.91 ratio diff in the E36. Basically this is going to serve two purposes. Obviously if you're into drifting you know that it's important to have a welded diff. So this, the manual 325i that I have comes with a 3.15 gear ratio diff from the factory. I'm not sure what the other models have, but the automatic cars have higher gear ratios like this 391. Basically, Chelsea DeNofa uses this in all of his drift school E36s. It's a really good gear ratio for drifting because it lets you drift third gear without having to add power. So with the stock gears, trying to drift third gear, it's almost impossible. You don't have enough power for it. So you add this, which is a shorter gear, and you can drift third. The downside to this is that your top speed will be lower, but you will accelerate quicker with a shorter gear diff. So basically, if you want to do this, if you want to find a 391 diff, this one came from a junkyard, and you can find them in any E36 automatic that is a 6-cylinder. If it's a 4-cylinder, like a 318 Ti, they have smaller diffs, it won't work. And if it's from an E46, they use completely different diff layouts, so that's not going to work either. You can change internals and things like that and make it work, but it's just not worth it. Find yourself an automatic 6-cylinder E36 at a junkyard and pull the diff out and you're good to go. I think this thing cost me like 70 bucks maybe, so that's the cheapest route to go, and then we can just weld it ourselves. That being said, let's get the cover off here. I'm actually going to try to remove the gears from the housing, that way I don't get a bunch of slag in the housing that I have to worry about cleaning out. So we'll try to get that out and then weld it together. Okay, so basically the objective of welding a diff, if you look in here, there's 4 gears. There's 2 on the sides and 1 on top and 1 on bottom. What we want to do is weld all 4 of those gears together. So we'll weld each corner. So down here, here, up here, and up here. We'll just weld them all together. Now, some people just weld the gears together. Some people put plates in there and weld the plates in. I like to do plates just because helps add strength. So basically you're going to cut out a plate to fit this shape. It's rectangular. Stick it in there and then just weld all the way around it. So we'll get some plates made and then we'll do that. And you're going to do it on both sides. There's 2 sides to it. Okay, so now that we've got our plate made, you can see it's going to go in here, just like that. It'll sit in there perfectly because these gears are flat on the sides. So we'll get that in there and then we'll just weld all the way around it. But before we can do that, we need to clean all the oil off with some acetone. Make sure we get this acetone covered paper towel out of here because acetone is flammable. Okay, so here's the finished product. So now it's all welded together, we can put it back in the case and get it all back together and get it put back in the car.